to me. What achievements can the president point at?
Yeah, so those who say there is no achievement, either they are blind, deaf, or dumb. But I will help them today. When the president when he took the oath of office, 27 states of the federation were reported to have gone bankrupt, meaning they could not pay salaries. They virtually could not do anything at all. That was when he became the president. Today, there is not a single state in Nigeria that is bankrupt or that is incapable of paying salary. Rather, you have governors who have gone beyond that to deliver on good governance and project. A few days ago, we were in Katsina. The governor of Katsina reaffirmed the same view that I said. He said before now, governors didn't have enough to even pay salary. But today, we have to pay salary. And look at the projects that I'm inviting you, Mr. President, to commission. The other day, the leader of the Progressive Governors Forum said the same. And instructively and interestingly, even in PDP state, for example, in Abia, President has visited Abia. I mean, I say Abia, yes, Abia, where Governor Oti is there. And then in Enugu, these are PDP governors. They acknowledged the fact that the policy of the president has increased their allocation to the point where they can now deliver on good governance to their people. Fundamentally, that is achievement number one. And this achievement is not to be taken lightly, because this achievement has actually saved Nigeria from going into decadence. Because had the president not taken that decision, from 27 probably would have gone to maybe 32, leaving probably Lagos, Rivers, and maybe 2 other states that will be able to say we can pay salary. That is one. Number two, look at our foreign reserve. You can see the way we have increased, and we are increasing the foreign reserve while we are paying the debt that was on our neck. Look at the foreign. I talked about the foreign reserve. Now look at you just talk about nail fund. The students. Now the son of nobody, people who are indigent, who have dreams to become something in life, can have access to funds to fund their education. Look at the road construction, because fundamentally they say the country is backwards because there was a infrastructure decay, to the point they say that for Nigeria to even attain a level where it can be considered as making progress, there must be an investment of between $30 billion to $100 billion annually for I think 20 years or so, or 30 years. Now, but look at it. The budget per year is less than $35 billion. That is less than what is even needed as minimum for infrastructure alone, as required by economists and then the World Bank. But look at what the president was able to do. And we're talking about 2 years. We're not talking about 4 years. To a point where we have stability. There are things about these policies. There are things about these policies that are intangible. They are foundation laying principles for the growth of Nigeria. So we don't have to go about begging every day and night, so that we don't borrow the future of our grandchildren, all in the name of wanting to do anything. Look at the racket in the oil and gas sector. When they say there's subsidy, is it not the removal of subsidy that has now placed this state government in a better footing to deliver on governance? These are few of the many more achievements of the president. When they blow the whistle and they say let's go to campaign, we will bring it to the table. And they are ascertainable, they are relatable, they are touchable. You may sit somewhere in the comfort of your office, for example, as an opposition, and say nothing has happened to Nigerians, and nothing has happened and has improved the livelihood of the Nigerian people. I'm sure the mothers, the fathers, brothers and sisters of those who have benefited from the Nail Fund will think differently. The cities where we have infrastructure, they will think differently. The state governors, that is why governors are coming to our party. Can't they see? Can't they see? They have eyes, but they cannot see. Governors are on their own coming to us. What about key managers of specific presidential candidates at the last election? Take, for example, Peter Obi. You see one of his handlers is with us. The second handler right now is considering joining us. One of his media spokesmen is in talks with us. Why are they coming? Are we giving them money? Nobody's giving nobody kobo. But because they realize we are not perfect as a country. We can never be perfect. We can make mistakes as a government, but our hearts are right. Our head is correct. And we are creating a national consensus. Even some of the decisions Mr. President has been taking, even members of his party, our party, do not like it. Especially when he stretches hand to create a broad-based national consensus around this project of Nigeria. There are those who think, forget about everybody, only members of the party. Oh, no! He is a president of the country. So he goes to states or PDP governors commissioning, shower encomium on the performing governors. He did that in Enugu. He did that in Abia. He is a president of the people. And my joy is that President Bola Tinubu is focused on his job. Since he took the oath of office till today, whether in media chat or in private conversation, President Bola Tinubu has not reacted to any of the schemes of these people who are coming together in the name of a coalition to unseat him. Why? He's focused on the mandate delivered to him. And by God's grace, we are going to sing the praises of the success of this administration by the time we complete the 4 years, and when we approach the Nigerian people to give us another 4 years, and we'll create a legacy for our children and children's children.
Looking at the individuals behind the coalition that everyone is talking about at this time, we have your former principal, Atiku Abubakar, and we have former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. Tell me, confess to me, do you sometimes wish that somebody of the stature of Nasir El-Rufai were on your side, especially at this time?
First of all, we have never dismissed Nasir, and that is what marked President Tinubu out. We have never dismissed him. All of his time in APC, he was impactful, and although some of his successes are overrated, but let us just say for the sake of argument that they were impactful, he played his role in the emergence of the president, and the president had wanted him to be part of the government. But because we have 3 branches of government, unfortunately, the legislature, while they were still considering, because his confirmation hearing was not concluded, he at some point decided to withdraw his interest to serve as a minister. So, but now that he has gone, are we regretting? Certainly no. Why? Because that's why they say if one door closes, another one opens. In the Kaduna State where he governed as a governor, if you look at the trajectory of his governance, by the time he was approaching the end of his second term, his popularity has dwindled. That's why I shudder and laugh at those who think his movement around will create any repulse effect. Why? We lost 3 Senate seats, some House of Rep, and the president lost Kaduna. I mean, there cannot be a sad story like that. But we still believe that probably now that he has finished, he has come, we will move together. But he thinks differently because once again, it is his right to chase his ambition. And nobody is holding it against him. But I can tell you that the governor who has taken over from him, what he has fundamentally done in Kaduna was to unite the entire Kaduna people under one umbrella. Not a single crisis. They forge ahead. 2, delivering equity to the people that were disenfranchised in the state. And 3, was able to unite forces together. The other day you see Shehu Sani and his group that left Nasir El-Rufai, they all came together. So wherever we had what seemed like somebody leaving, it is creating the room and opportunity for others who hitherto were not seen to come out and even put in their best. As per my former principal, you see, if I have the opportunity to meet him face to face, what I would tell him is just this: Your Excellency, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, you have to believe in destiny. God giveth power to whomsoever he chooses. And it seems from the facts on ground, it may not have been the will of God for you to govern Nigeria. There are many other ways you can contribute. And since you have been a friend to President Bola Tinubu for many years, come together and bring your contribution towards the Nigeria that both of you wanted to create for the Nigerian people, so that your legacy will be that in your political dying days, you will be able to achieve some of your dreams, albeit through your friend. But if he insists that he wants to run and he wants to become the president, as we are already seeing it playing out, his political ending might not be as palatable as he's thinking, because right now, from his political family, he has lost substantial people, probably 60 to 70%. And now a younger generation under him felt that it is their turn and their right to also run. And for some time now, with all the talks, they have not backed down or back away from their ambition. And they don't look like they are going to back away anytime soon. And then the conversation with Peter Obi will be making the biggest mistake of his life to now come together under the agreement he will be a running mate, because all of the people you are hearing obedient had only one contract with Peter Obi, that he will run for the president. The minute Peter Obi drops the idea of running for president himself, I can guarantee you he will lose majority of the people that are following him. This is without taking away the fact that Peter Obi himself may not be comfortable in that arrangement. Who else in that political cycle that has the political gravitas more than Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Let's leave joke aside. Who that has political gravitas? Because most of them are proteges of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A man who won election when all the forces are against him will now lose election when he's in power. When you have the opportunity to deliver on good governance, you have opportunity to stretch your hand and make it a national consensus, as he's doing. But those who are close watchers of events and activities and are not moved by emotions will see signs that indicate that the coalition is dead on arrival. And what are those signs? Governors on the platforms of their parties are joining us. Senators are joining us. Everywhere where they think they have those strong structures, the people are coming under the tutelage of President Bola Tinubu, because President Bola Tinubu may not be perfect. He may make mistake. But one fact is clear: his head and his heart is right, and there is no politician alive today that has political gravitas to gather people as much as President Bola Tinubu. We are not bothered.
No.
God, I hate listening to these people. This is Bwala, who says if you give Tinubu 30 years, he can't face the country. He's the one talking like this now, that Tinubu has done well. That people, anyways, he's talking about APC cannot see. They are blind. It's this you guys that is blind. Yeah, you guys are blind that cannot see the suffering, the hardship in the land, that what people are going through, because you guys are blind. Obviously, we can see. Yeah, we all could see that this country, we're not seeing what Tinubu has done. We could all see that. It's only APC. No wonder somebody said, for you to know what Tinubu has done, you should ask your ChatGPT to tell you, since we can see with our physical APC. God. See, you speaking like this is not my problem. My problem, my fear, my worry is we don't have we don't have free and fair elections. We don't have the will to vote our conscience. We have the will to vote our conscience, but they don't allow our will to give us the leaders that we deserve through the ballot boxes, through the normal way of voting. Vote, count the votes, and let the winners be rematched through the ballot boxes. But no, that is the reason why this one will come and speak like this with this country, with the problem the country is going through. Otherwise, we don't have to argue with them. All we should be saying now, talking about is, okay, anyhow, there's nothing we can do now. Let's wait. Let's just bear this suffering for 2 years. In 2 years' time, 2027, agreement, conclusion that this man is not going to win the election by voting, by normal way of voting, conducting the election. Tinubu does not even need to come back, because it's going to be a disgrace. But you listen to him now, that the time that Tinubu was supposed to lose the election, he did not. He won the election through whatever means, right? He did. But now that he has everything at his palm, he have everything. Power belongs to him. He can manipulate the process, the system, and everything. So these governors determine. This governor decamp it to APC is not the problem. Those ones, they are for self gain. They are after their self. They are for them, looking for. So that shouldn't be a worry. Shouldn't give problem. Shouldn't give us any headache to say, because these people, PDP are decamping. PDP governors are decamping to APC. What is going to happen? Is APC likely going to win this election? The governors who are decamping, each governor has 1 vote. So the governor of my state is not going to tell me who I'm going to vote for. He's not the one feeding me. He has not provided jobs for us. He doesn't provide job for me. So he's not the one to determine who I'm going to vote for. You can come and do your campaign, do your stuff campaign. I know who I want. I know who wants my vote. So, but because this one, we don't truly select leaders through ballot boxes. They don't allow our wishes to come to pass. They don't let us select, make our choice through the voter's card, which is normal way of voting. That's why he's talking like that. Otherwise, it is we that we go there and vote. The Nigerian youth, the market women, the Nigerians, the student. Are we not the one? Then before you talk of the politicians are not. How many of them? Those politicians. How many are they? How many are they to determine who millions of Nigeria is going to vote for? They can't. So who are they? How many are they? How many people can Edo State Governor Okpebulu? How many of Edo State people can he convince to vote for Tinubu? How many? Even Lagos State, Tinubu homeboy. How many people can convince successfully to vote for Tinubu? You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that Tinubu has failed. He does not deserve a second term. You don't need anybody to tell you, Prophet Iman, to tell you that he has failed. He does not deserve a second term. But because it is my turn, he started with every means. Now that he has everything at his hand, he's going to do the same thing and get away with it. Then the life of people will be at stake, in danger at that time. That is the only way. There is no other ways for you to tell me that Tinubu will win election in Nigeria, if not through rigging. If not through rigging, there's no other way to say Tinubu will win the election in Nigeria. How? Are you normal to wake up? You are not a politician. You are not APC members. You are not a brother sister. Even you are a brother sister to APC wife or APC governor. They are not feeding you, Nana. So you should know who you are going to vote for. Anyways, I will not be surprised though. But whichever way, so we are still going to survive. Anyways, please share this video. Don't mind Danie Bwala. So that's what they knows how to do best. They can talk, argue, and talk anyhow, talk out of point, because power belongs to them and they know how to make use of the power. That's why he's talking like that. Please share this video.